Two things that I want to point out here. One, the number that you see
MBMTrezzy, I'm back with another react.
as an author.
How to make
And
a
the
hundred
majority
K
of my
on a
books are
part
still
time?
available on Amazon.com underneath my pen name, JT Hustles. The number that you're seeing only refers to the amount of revenue that I generated through my own independent publishing company, authorjt.com. I have puppies, in case you guys didn't know.
Yo, and I think this guy is from North Carolina as well. Shout out to the home team. Let's figure out how to get this paper together.
So they're in their cage and their parents sometimes harass them. Who, me? Just bear with me, right? But back to the point of the story. The crash course for anybody in case you don't know how it works. You type up your book, have it professionally edited, all of that good stuff. You upload it to Amazon KDP. Even if it is a paperback or a hardback, if it's a physical book, it doesn't get printed and then sit on a shelf somewhere in Amazon. It exists on a server. When somebody goes and selects the option to order the physical copy of your book, then they're
Wait. So you just saying just type up a book and upload it to Amazon and it's saved on a server.
somebody goes and selects the option to order the physical copy of your book, then their company will print the book and send it off to whoever ordered it. I teach the students in my book writing program this, but it's important for you to know as well. There's only two types of books. There are books that you write because you want those ideas manifested in the real world. I call those books the books that you want out there for historical reference. That way you can say you have a book out. The other type of books is books that you write for the purposes of making money.
What?
Have a book out. Books that you want out there is manifested in the real world. I call those books the books that you want out there for historical reference. That way you can say you have a book out. The those ideas only two types of books. There are books that you write because you want those ideas manifested in the real world. I call those books the books that you want out there for historical reference. That way you can say you have a book out. The other type of books is books
Okay. I had to go back a couple of times so I can understand it.
that you write for the purposes of making money. I tell anybody there is a difference between writing a book just because you have an idea or a story to tell and want to put that in a book and writing a book to make you money. It has allowed myself to live bill free since 2017, 2018, and now my students are doing around
Hmm. This is a good idea. This is actually a pretty good idea, bro.
20K a month, right? Some of them don't do quite that well. I don't want to come and seem like one of those capping YouTubers. Some of them are only doing like 3,000, 5,000 a month. But our top
That's a livable wage though, $3,000 to $5,000 a month.
students are doing 20K a month. But no matter what you make, here's the blueprint that they all use. First, book type. Are you writing a book to make money or are you writing a book just so you can say throughout history, I've written a book and it's out there, you go buy it? Let's assume that
Well, I feel that these days most people may be writing a book just to make money, but some people that already have money that's gonna create a book, then they're just doing it for the history and legacy.
you are doing this to make money, which is why you clicked on this video. The next questions are who's buying today? Emphasis on today, right? We want buyers that are willing to buy our book today, not 6 months from now, not a year from now, not yesterday. All right. After that, what matters in my niche? I write business books. Let me tell you something that doesn't really matter in business books. Illustrations. I don't have to have these elaborate graphics.
Meaning what though?
I write business books. Let me tell you something that doesn't really matter in business books. Illustrations. I don't have to have these elaborate graphics all throughout it. I can have some figures, some facts, some tables. Sometimes I don't even need
Okay. Now I get it.
that. It could just be words. And guess what? In my niche, that's perfectly fine. If I was a children's book author, if I was a fantasy, sci-fi, anime, any of those other niches, I would need some sort of graphics, at least a
I agree. I agree.
super fly book cover. In my niche, it doesn't matter. So you need to know what matters in that niche. What does matter in my niche is the evergreen nature of the content. So what I have to worry about is not how cool the dragon looks on the cover, because there's not a dragon on the cover. Is, can somebody read this book today, tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now, and still get value out of it that they can apply to their business?
Right, right. So basically, write a book to give value, not just to be writing any type of book just to make a couple of dollars here and there.
So, what matters in your niche, regardless of genre, you need to know that. That's your job as an author. Next question: where are my buyers? Well, luckily for me and you, your buyers are somewhere on social media more than likely.
Right. And that's what I be saying. I be seeing a lot of people post and say that a lot of people not supporting their business, but this is the World Wide Web.
All right. Full disclosure: my buyers are the same people that follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and all the other social media platforms we'll later join as time goes on. All right. Last but not least, why do they buy? Do not write your book until you go through all 5 of these. I don't care what the title of the book is yet. I don't care what the book cover looks like, the table of contents. I don't care how many pages. I don't care about any of that. These are the first 5 things you must do. Is your purpose to make money, or do you just really have a story that you want to share? There's nothing wrong with having a book like this. I would probably at some point in my life write a biography for my family to know how I think, why I think, and what I did to get whatever the outcome is at, the later years of my life. And I won't care if anybody buys that book. That book is going to be designed for my daughter, her kids, future generations that may never get a chance to know I existed. But when I write that book, I'm assuming it's not going to make me any money. But if I needed to sell books to pay bills, it wouldn't be a biography, because who cares?
Right. Because you need to make money to pay bills.
Who's buying your book today? For my niche is business owners or investors that are trying to get the result depending on the nature of the book. So I have a book out called The Drive to Freedom. It teaches people how to start their own 6-figure independent courier company. I have another book on how to buy real estate with $1,000 or less, without debt, without wholesaling, or get paid just for trying. That teaches people how to become real estate investors that don't want to use credit, don't have a lot of money, and they want to get paid just for trying, just in case they're not successful with acquiring property. Real estate, when they do all of these tests and determine what separates the rich getting richer from the poor getting poorer, real estate or property ownership is one of the most common factors. So those group of people buy that book. My latest book that I'm writing now, that's actually on pre-sale as of this recording, may be live depending on when you watch this, is teaching people how in 2017 I was broken, homeless, sleeping on the side of Interstate 95. Fast forward to 2019, I made my first $1 million. Who's buying today? What matters? 2019, I was broken, homeless, sleeping on the side of Interstate 95. Fast forward to 2019, I made my first $1 million. Who's buying today? What matters in that niche?
It'd be interesting to hear people like story how they come up from being like homeless and stuff, man, because it's hard out here for a pimp.
Buyers, why do they buy? People buy my books because they want to make money. Not because they want to laugh, even though humor helps. Not because they want to see great illustrations, which that helps.
Right.
But you need to know what's the most important thing that they get that is more valuable than whatever price tag you put on your book. If you don't know the answer to all 5 of these, don't write the book.